Dear friends, Namaskar. In today's Saturday Wisdom, I will take you through understanding a little bit of what cryptocurrency is and what bitcoins are. This is necessary in light of yesterday's budget of 22-23, wherein India has introduced a crypto tax regime. It appears the government has taken a conservative view on taxation by announcing a flat 30% tax on income from digital virtual assets, or what are termed as cryptos, and additionally a 1% tax deducted on source. Crypto in cryptocurrencies is a methodology of cryptography which allows creation and processing of digital currencies and their transactions. They are issued by a process called mining and are used for payments, transmitting value similar to digital money. I have used several new terms here. Let me explain. We all understand what is currency, whereas crypto processing of digital currency and Bitcoin mining, or simply mining, is the process by which new Bitcoins are entered into circulation. Let's watch a video for a little better explanation of what cryptocurrency is.
Let's talk about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency isn't physical money. It exists only online. But remember, today most money exists online. Think about those paycheck deposits into your account, or how you can tap your debit card at a store. It's a digital currency that exists in zeros and ones in some computer somewhere. But that money is government issued, and as such, we all agree to respect it as being worth something. You, me, corporations, banks, we all adhere to the idea that $10 is $10. That's where cryptocurrency is different. It isn't issued by a government or a bank. Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by an anonymous inventor who calls themselves Satoshi Nakamoto. Nakamoto developed what's called a decentralized system. Now, a traditional bank is a centralized system. All payments enter and leave through one central hub. Whether a debit card on your account, or a check, or a request from a teller, if you make a deposit or a withdrawal at a bank, it's all recorded on the bank's ledger. Bitcoin uses a kind of ledger too, a decentralized virtual one. It's a string of letters and numbers that exists in the online world. In order for people to have trust in it, Bitcoin still needs to have checks and balances to be as secure as a national currency or money in the bank, and that's where Bitcoin's ledger comes in, called the blockchain. A blockchain is a time-stamped virtual ledger that holds a growing list of transactions. Each copy updates at the exact same time, keeping the system accurate, and the copies are updated through something called Bitcoin mining. Here's how. Some of the people holding the ledger are miners. They're not mining for gold or precious metals. Instead, their computers are put to work mining blocks of data. These blocks help them act as auditors for the blockchain. These miners are trying to check the letter number combination of that particular Bitcoin transaction. So they do this by solving a math puzzle unique to that transaction. Once the puzzle is solved and the miner finds the right number, it proves that this is the only time that Bitcoin has been sent. When all the people holding the ledger confirm they're on the same page, they record that transaction. How do miners get paid? You guessed it, Bitcoin. So the miners have an incentive to keep doing the auditing work and keep the currency going, meaning there's no need for a bank or government body to manage all that money. Even though all those Bitcoin transactions are public, we have no idea who the people behind them are. Like Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's inventor, his or her or their identity is still a total mystery.
It's important to know what cryptocurrency should be classified as. That is where the regulatory regime can be defined properly. Now, is it security? Is it a commodity or property? Or is it legal tender? The definition would allow great insight to a possible regulatory regime emerging. Cryptocurrency security comes out of cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Cryptography actually means secret writing or the ability to exchange messages that can only be read by the intended recipient. Their transactions, however, occur on online networks or the internet. They are issued by private organizations or groups of developers and are mostly unregulated. Whereas the intermediaries are removed from the processes and transactions speeded up. They, however, will be susceptible to hacks and online scams. Who are these intermediaries? More generally, as adapted from the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS, intermediaries in cryptocurrency markets are those who receive cryptocurrency for transmission or transmit it, hold cryptocurrency for others, buy and sell cryptocurrency, and exchange services in the conversion of cryptocurrency to fiat currency. What then is fiat currency? In real terms, what do I do with bitcoins? Unless I get an exchange of my bitcoins to a money that I can buy goodies with, that real money is the fiat currency. So, all fiat money like a dollar or a pound or a rupee is a government issued currency that is not backed by a physical commodity such as gold or silver. The value of fiat money depends on the supply and demand relationship and the stability of the issuing government. Whereas fiat currencies are issued by the governments, cryptocurrencies are not. This must mean that they are theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. Is it also immune to private manipulation? That is not easy to answer, at least at this point of time. There are more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies in the market as of November 19, 2021, as per coin market cap of Binance Holdings Limited. Apart from Bitcoin being a de facto standard of cryptocurrencies, there are a few other important ones like Ethereum, Litecoin, Cardano, Polkadot, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Dogecoin, Binance Coin, Tether, and Monero. These are some of the more prevalent ones in the market. They all use decentralized peer-to-peer networks, person-to-person networks, supported on a blockchain technology. All these exist as digital tokens or coins on the blockchain, which is a distributed ledger formed out of disparate computer networks, and out of all these coins, Bitcoin, the most secure, leads in terms of market capitalization, user base, and popularity. So we have most of the time of Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin was worth roughly 40,000 US dollars or 30 lakh rupees as on January 22, with a market cap of more than $1 trillion. Some cryptocurrencies have even ventured into the physical world with credit cards. However, new coins such as altcoin or shitcoin, modeled after bitcoins, will keep evolving. More of such will happen because of the need to handle more transactions per second or use more efficient algorithms, consensus algorithms, like proof of stake for one. Let's see what the consensus algorithm is. It runs an entire blockchain trust. Firstly, the blockchain is a distributed, decentralized network, right? That provides immutability. What is immutability? The ability of a blockchain ledger to remain unaltered, unchanged. It gives you privacy, security, and transparency, even without any central authority validating it, verifying it, or even monitoring the transactions. This is what consensus protocol or algorithm does, whereby all the peers of the blockchain network reach a common agreement by making sure that every new block that is added to the blockchain is the only version of truth, which is agreed upon by all the nodes in the blockchain. We indeed are moving into a new world where everything will be redefined in times to come. The way we transact business, the way we will be paid in future, everything. Hence, sometimes blockchain tokens are issued as utility tokens, as in securities and stocks. If people wish to share files across a decentralized network, stores tokens are issued. There are others like Namecoin tokens, which allow decentralized DNS service for internet addresses. However, they all trade similarly on a crypto exchange. Now, a cryptocurrency exchange is actually a digital marketplace where you can buy, sell, and trade cryptos. Having seen some basics of cryptocurrency, don't worry if you have not followed the entire script. For more detailing will follow in future, and I'll make it sure that you follow that. Should India really be worried about cryptocurrency? The budget indicates that India would want to take the challenge head on, probably contemplating legitimizing the crypto sector in India. 30% taxation, along with the introduction of an Indian central bank digital currency, CBDC, this year gives some clarity in the blockchain ecosystem. This also gives some assurance to individuals that digital currencies will not be outlawed. These individuals could be investors or people who trade on the blockchain. But then there are obvious challenges that must be overcome if this entire ecosystem has to be successful. In cryptocurrency transactions, there is no need for some trusted third-party intermediary, like I have been saying before, such as a bank, monetary authority, court, a judge, to oversee the transactions. This means the law that governs the trade must also define the role of the central bank, like a RBI, the law enforcing agencies, and ultimately the government itself. Announcement of CBDC to be issued by the RBI may suggest that the other crypto coins may not be legal in future. Assuming the trade in other coins would still happen, legal or not legal, how does one get fiat money, for example, from Bitcoin like a rupee or a dollar? That again is very simple. PayPal had announced in 2021 that consumers will be able to use cryptocurrency as a funding source for purchases. Meaning, it will instantly convert to fiat currency and the transaction will be settled on the PayPal merchants in terms of fiat currency. Something similar would need to be done for CBDC as well. There are several questions to answer within the proposed bill. How would trading in other cryptos be looked at? Would they raise multiple chains of unauthorized transactions? What should the crypto investment firms be termed as? These are questions that need answers. Are they money service businesses, MSBs, or simply are they banks? Should then they be not covered under SEBI, CBDT regulations? Currently, huge rallying around Bitcoins and its effect on other stocks is driven by institutional investors who are companies or organizations that invest money on behalf of clients or their members. Hedge funds, mutual funds, and endowments are all examples of institutional investors. And now you can see the worry lines lengthening. The government then is justifiably worried with such rallying and transactions which can potentially disrupt the existing financial order. It can probably lead to unwanted transactions and institutional gambling as well. Could they fund terrorist activities? Could they be a means to money laundering? The collective market cap of cryptocurrencies is more than $2.5 million. So a lot is at stake. Further, compared to most investments, Bitcoins are risky, for they are highly volatile, which means that there can be big returns and there can be big losses. They are also risky for another reason. One need to trade only in large Bitcoins. One can also buy as little as $5 of Bitcoin. Not necessary to trade in a Bitcoin that costs $40,000, 30 lakh rupees. There are smaller fractions available. They are called Satoshis. They increase the propensity, however, to gamble even by the small time traders. Can Bitcoins be used as hedge against inflation? Can we control inflation? Can it survive any economic or infrastructural collapse? Can it be compared to gold? If the answer to these questions is yes, then they can help the government as much as cause worries to the government. One more dimension to the Bitcoin story. Though the technology is hard to crack, Bitcoin theft and fraud are possible, and they have happened in the past. There is no technology that cannot be scammed today. Only the level of difficulty would depend on the number of security layers. The government must take heart in the knowledge that each Bitcoin transaction is documented on the digital ledger or the blockchain, where a user's cryptocurrency wallet is represented as a unique series of numbers, of zeros and letters. Scammers can be traced decoding that encryption. However, this is no solace for anyone because it can be tracked only after the fraud has been committed. Our country, like every other country, will take steps to protect its currency and its ability to tax the people. Hence, the budget provision that the investors trading with cryptocurrencies now need to report gains and losses and pay a fixed 30% rate, which cannot be offset against any other sort of income, is welcome. There is a rider: losses will not be covered. The high tax rate and cost of the tax compliance may create impetus in the growth that the government is looking at. It is a fact that cryptocurrency is slowly becoming a significant factor in the global investment landscape. India cannot be left behind in that space. In this scenario, the government seeks to bring a cryptocurrency bill in the parliament soon. If the budget is any indication, the bill is expected to make it illegal to issue, hold, mine and trade in private cryptocurrencies, but will create a facilitative framework for the creation of the official digital currency to be issued by the RBI. The bill must make an exception on the blockchain technology used, for it has several other meaningful uses. They are happening today. It's interesting to note that cryptocurrency trades most in the US. That country still does not have a comprehensive regulatory framework in space. Probably, rather than banning private cryptocurrencies, asking the crypto exchanges operating in the country to register with SEBI and comply with adequate anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism, AML CFT provisions may be a progressive step. Certainly, much is at stake in the crypto world as we see some monumental changes overcoming us. Friends, I will end this session of mine with a promise that I'll be back the next Saturday with another interesting episode. Until then, Dhanyavad and thank you.